Hey CC, it's Bryant. I hope you're doing great. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to tell you about two things. How your financial generosity is having a huge impact at Centerpoint over this last quarter, and give you an update on our current financial position, which undoubtedly has been impacted by inflation, uncertainty culturally and financially. And so watch all the way to the end if you can. But the first thing I just wanted to do is say thank you. We believe, as many of you know, that the next generation is worth everything. And over the last quarter in CC Kids, we've grown to a 45% equivalent in terms of CC Kids attendance to adult attendance on Sunday. The national average is about 15 to 20. So we're reaching so many young families and so many kids. 456, our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade environment, is now our largest environment that we just launched several months ago. Over this summer in CC students, we had a front row seat in connecting with hundreds of students in the big events that we did. We doubled our volunteer force, and so we could not be more excited about what God is doing there. And then, as many of you know, we're all about making connections in our community. Over this summer, our YMCA event and our Lollipop Hop allowed us to make a ton of connections in the community. And then we're passionate about creating an environment that's accessible and welcoming to everybody. And we are so excited about the fact that in optimal months, we're 30% growth in attendance year over year right now with so many new people coming. And as you know, every one of those people represents a name, a face, a family, a story. Like a family we met the other week who are new to volunteering that said, we felt we could not find a church like this. We had given up until we found Centerpoint, and it's changed our life. And so as I say all the time, every baptism story, every child that accepts Jesus as their Savior, every student that finds a place, every marriage that finds healing, every person who finds a family at Centerpoint who's been away from the church for a decade. It's because of the consistent financial generosity of many of you. So if that's you, I just want to say thank you. And then the other thing that I want to do is just share with you our current financial position, which normally I don't do or really don't even need to do. But one of the things you need to know is that after COVID and kind of those 2-3 years, our church on the other side grew younger in demographic, and it grew significantly with people who previously were unchurched or de-churched. And we've always been about that. But our church has grown better at that. And in fact, I believe, are more missional in that regard than ever before. But kind of the flip side of that is that while we are growing numerically and missionally, because of that fact, giving has not kept up because so many of those people are new to the church. But then add on to that the inconsistency of those who are normally regular givers, and we've had a very low third quarter financially, and some months being down as much as 30%, which is huge. But I get it. Heavy inflation, continued uncertainty about recession. There's so much uncertainty that's out there that has affected consistent generosity. Unfortunately, we have money in the bank. We've been good financial stewards. And I just want to tell you, for some of you, it's a big reason we do For the City, because there are so many needs in the community. And if that's you, we want to be the church and we want to help. So email us at info@centerpointfl.org. But for many of us, I just want to encourage you as we end this year in the final quarter to be consistent in your generosity toward your church. Even as we look to the end of the year with Winter Wonderland and Christmas Eve planning, which are massive events that literally reach several thousand people, we plan months in advance, so consistent generosity helps us to be able to plan. And we have a ton of big opportunities we want to let you know about in the coming months that really we need to position ourselves to be ready for as God is growing our church. And so I know many of you are passionate as ever about creating an alternative to church as usual for all people. And we believe that we're doing a better job at that than ever before because of so many people like you. Our church is growing and reaching people nobody else is reaching, but it means we have the responsibility to foot the bill for so many in our community that are finding the church for the first time. So specifically, I just want to encourage you around the language you use all the time. Pick a plan, pick a percentage. For my wife and I, for years, it's been 10% we give to the local church, and then make it a priority. And the easiest way to do that is through recurring giving on the Centerpoint app. And we've kind of had a decrease in that over these last months. And so I just want to encourage you. And for my family, it's an opportunity to trust God. The local church on mission is God's plan A. We don't receive any outside funding, so we get the privilege to fund and move this mission forward. I don't want you to miss that. It's been the greatest joy of my life. Last Saturday, we did a funeral for a man that was just baptized here several months ago because somebody shared the gospel, invited him to our church, and It was tragic, an early death, but as I watched the baptism video they played at the funeral, heard the stories of life change over these months, I couldn't be more grateful for the mission that we have as a local church and the impact that it's having on people forever. So we have massive opportunities in front of us, and so we want to continue to be faithful. And so I just want to say thank you in advance for contributing toward this mission and helping us end the year strong. And for all of you who have joined my family and many others over this last quarter and being consistent and faithful, thank you for what you're doing. We really do believe our best days are ahead of us.